we're here today, South Loop. I'm with your name.
Yeah, my name is Elwood.
Okay, I'm with Elwood, and today I just want to get a sense of what residents starting in the year 2025 are really thinking about what the mayor and the city council should really focus on. So priorities going into 2025. Since we just wrapped up 1 month of 2025, it's February 2nd. Really want to get a sense of what the residents of the city are thinking and what the city and the mayor should be focusing on. So, sir, what do you think are the top 3 priorities that the city council and the mayor should be focusing on going into 2025?
Save money on the school system. Like, I'm sorry, but I used to be a teacher, but they need to lower that. Street safety. I don't feel like going out at night. Like I met somebody have a concert up at DePaul, and it's at night. Nah, I don't want to go out.
Okay. And about how late at night do you start to feel unsafe?
Probably about 6 o'clock, something
6
like that.
p.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I ride CTA and walk, and CTA is not quite as what it used to be somehow.
Yeah. Compared to around what time?
Let's see. Pre-COVID, 2018, something like that, I'd go to 1 a.m. to the O'Hare.
Oh, wow. So we're only talking about like 6 years in terms of difference here. Okay.
Yeah, on CTA crimes. I don't know if it's about reported more or something like that, but I'm more aware of it. Yeah.
Okay. So that's number 1. Do you have anything else that you have in mind?
I'd like to see them enforce parking more, but
And what do you mean by that?
I ride they've made this beautiful bike lane here. That's great, but it used to be people would always be double parking, and you had to weave in and out all the time like that. Sure, there's other streets on that. I think the city council gets parking fines, right? And Laz gets the real parking. So put more guys down the street and give them more tickets.
Okay. All right. So do you think that's is that more of a way to generate more revenue, or just to instill better parking behavior?
50-50 maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we have 2 great ideas coming from you. Is there a third?
What?
Is there a third in terms of priorities you're thinking the mayor and the city council should focus on?
Street crime is a higher priority, unfortunately.
Okay.
I'm getting older. My wife is, and I was about to invite my sister here to Chicago, and she sort of said, "Yeah, you live downtown."
Okay, so that's like burglaries, like car thefts.
No, maybe car theft, but just street crime. Assaults like that, and so many shootings and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. This has been very insightful. I appreciate it.
To the entire world, all people who are civil servant, starting from mayor, city council, and all that, they should put their priorities on people first, rather than a certain clique of people. And this is what is hurting a lot of people in the world, because they feel like, okay, you come to us and solicit us for vote. Once we put you in there, we don't receive any services that are supposed to be rendered. What we have, designed to show you that this is what need to be done, and they choose not to, and that leaves deep scars. Because now, also not deep scars, but also it causes chasm. You make me look at you differently. And most of us, we don't want to do that. We want to collaborate, to be accommodative. But now when some of us, start putting other priorities than the priorities that need to be done, I don't think there's any success in that, from my own perspective.
Okay. Nice. I feel like that's a theme that carries over even from 2024, whether it's on a local level or really nationally. Citizens throughout just feel like those in elected office aren't really carrying through the wishes of the people, and I feel like you translated that perfectly.
I'm glad that oftentimes, you see, they said everything has a season and a momentum. I think since starting from 2019 up to now.
In Chicago.
Not only in Chicago, in the entire world, primarily in we saw that, wait a minute, okay, we have put so much, but we receive almost nothing. You see, there's a disparity in that in that juncture. We need to, it's just like when you plant, whatever you plant, the garden, when you put it it should sprout more, but we are starved. You see, there's no nourishment, a feedback from the officials. You see, when people are starving for nourishment, nothing will go right, and we want to do right. We are just appealing to those who are subject to render the services. They should do right. That's all we need. It's not a rocket science. It's just as simple as that. Basics. Things like water, electricity, healthcare, transportation. That's part of mobility. If we have that in the ways it's supposed to be, I assure you, it will be a smooth sailing. There will be no tension, because we know, okay, it's just like you. If you're a brother to your sister, you make sure that your sister is protected. You make sure that your sister even if you don't have much, okay, but you make sure that, okay, we can share this. We are all together.
So using the analogy of the city council, the Chicago mayor, the mayor and the city council, they are big brothers.
I mean, it's a part of the family, okay? That's why everything it starts from the family. So if you're going to, as a member of the family, you're going to harm the other member of the family, what do you expect? You expect the hurt. It's just as simple. It's not that complicated.
Nice. Awesome. I love this. Your name again?
My name is Temba. Okay.
Temba, very nice talking to you. Thank you so much for sharing this wisdom and insight. I appreciate it.
I appreciate that, my brother, that, spread the word through this so that the people can realize that we all feel this. You see, we all feel this. You see, in the atmosphere, in the ethers, you see, even in your spirit, you feel, something has to change. We cannot tolerate. You see, there's the tolerance. Even the car, you see, all these mechanical stuff, if their tolerance is waning down, guess what? It breaks down.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love this.
Okay.
I appreciate it. You have a great. So I'm talking to Zayden here in Grant Park. Just get a sense of his perceptions here. So he's been in the city he moved to the city about 5 months ago. So this is his first. Would you say it's your first big city, or have you lived in other big cities before?
Yeah, it is my first big city. I'm from like a town with about 14,000 people in Washington.
All right, so definitely a big difference.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, this is first 5 months here in the city of Chicago. So what are your, just perceptions of the city? What's your take?
Generally, I really like it here. I think it's a nice place, and I think that compared to the larger city in my area, which is Seattle, there's way less garbage. I will say, however, I think there is like a large drug problem just in general, and also the sewer is really bad. Like it smells like poop in a lot of places.
Now is that when you're in the subway, or is that just when you're above ground and
That's
you can smell it?
Up above ground,
Okay.
walking the streets. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so that's definitely different from what we've been hearing. Mainly, well, no, it definitely is. People have been saying that it is dirty, but a lot of people have been focusing on like the crime element of the city. So I guess my next question to you, like, have you noticed any difference in terms of, you mentioned Seattle before, crime levels in Seattle versus crime levels here in Chicago?
Crime levels are definitely a lot higher here. I haven't spent much time in Seattle itself, but in my time here, I have witnessed several crimes myself, and like personally, I stay away from it. But overall, it's like yeah, there's definitely an increase.
Okay. Based off of, again, everything you've shared so far, city council, the mayor, they're looking at this new year with a blank slate.
Yeah.
What do you think, they should focus on to make individuals like you who are moving to the city for the first time really feel safe and really embrace the city?
I think my biggest thing is, since I don't have a car, I'm a college student, it's the public transport. There's just like a lot of gross things on it and around, and people will be doing like smoking or lighting up on the trains and the buses. I think, in my opinion, the thing that needs the most reform is public transport.
Okay, public transportation. Okay, so would you say that's priority number one?
In my opinion, that's what I think. Obviously, I don't pay too much attention to everything around the city, but personally, what affects me the most is the public transport.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We're here today speaking with Karen about what the city should prioritize this year going into the new year. That's both the city council as well as the mayor. So, man, what do you think the city should focus on? What are your top 3 priorities you think the city should focus on going into the new year?
Number 1, protect the migrants. Number 2, I think in parallel, the new Cook County State's Attorney has a wonderful agenda about making the city safe again.
Okay.
And goodness, number 3, that's my 2.
Okay. Honestly, those are 2 great answers. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much, man.
Absolutely.
So I'm here at South Loop, just getting more sense of what the residents in the South Loop area think the city council and the mayor should be really focusing on in 2025. So what do you think are the top 3 priorities the city and the mayor should be focusing on this year?
I think they should focus on homelessness. There's too many people homeless right now.
Okay, so homelessness problem. Would you say that's your top priority, or are there any others that take the precedent?
That and maybe jobs.
Okay, jobs, and then anything else? Okay, so jobs, and then you said the first one was
Homelessness.
Homelessness. Okay, all right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So that was just a little sampling of what city residents have to say about top priorities for 2025. I know we've already had one city council meeting in the books for the year. We have another one upcoming in about 2 weeks. So we'll see what is on the agenda for the next city council meeting. And then obviously we'll see where the priorities shared by the people I spoke to today, how the city leadership really works to address that in the coming months.